Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Welcome to classes. We covered the Madhyalila of Sri Caitanya-caritamrita up to 18th chapter, and today we will begin the 19th chapter. So far we have seen Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of sannyas and Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra, and then we have seen Mahaprabhu's participation in Ratha Yatra. Then we have also seen Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan Yatra, and today is Snana Yatra. So we celebrated morning Abhishek of Jagannath Ji, and today it's very auspicious that we are beginning the teachings of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So I will show the screen. Hope you are able to see my screen. So the 19th chapter is entitled Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions to Rupa Goswami. So Kaviraj Goswami says, Vrindavaniyam rasakeli vartam Kalena luptam nija shakti muktah sancharya rupe avyatanot punah. This nice sloka. He says Vrindavaniyam rasakeli varta. So the topics of Lord Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes has been lost. Rasakeli means the pleasure pastimes of Krishna in various rasas. So they became lost to the memory of common people after Krishna's departure. So then Kalena Luptam Nijashti Muktaha. Kalena Luptam means by the passage of time they are almost lost to the memory. And Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu revived that memory of common people. First impregnated that memory into the heart of Rupa Goswami with his spiritual potency, so that Rupa Goswami could revive them. Sancharya Rupe Vyatanot Punasaha Prabhur Vidhau Prag. Before the creation of this universe, Lord, the Supreme Lord enlightened Brahma with the details of creation, and he gave him the Vedic knowledge. Similarly, just as the Supreme Lord gave knowledge to Brahma, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu is giving knowledge to our Rupa Goswami to revive Vrindavan pastimes, to spread Vrindavan pastimes. So that's the meaning of this shloka. Now, after Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami met Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu in Ramakeli, they both planned for their departure. So they wanted to retire from the government service, and they wanted to take shelter of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu and do service as he wants them to do. So Rupa Goswami divided his wealth amongst his relatives, and he prepared to go to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu along with his brother Anupam. And Rupa Goswami his wealth to devotees of the Lord, and 25% to his relatives, and 25% of the wealth he kept for some personal emergencies. Okay, this is how he divided his wealth. And we further see that Rupa Goswami and Anupam, they proceed to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, but somehow Sanatana Goswami was stuck. So Sanatana Goswami wanted to retire from his activities as a minister in Nawab Hussain Shah's government, but Nawab Hussain Shah doesn't leave. Actually, when Sanatana Goswami, he was once staying at his home, and he just began doing Bhagavata Vichar. Vichar means deliberation or examining things. Several of his Brahmana associates at his home. He did not report to Nawab Hussain Shah for his government service. So Nawab Hussain Shah became very angry. So he personally came to Sanatana Goswami's house, and Sanatana Goswami applied sick leave. He said, I am not well, I will not come to the office. Then so Nawab Hussain Shah came and said that doctor told me that you are perfectly all right. You have no health issue. Why are you not coming for government service? What's your problem? Then Sanatana Goswami frankly told him that I cannot serve you anymore. You need to find a replacement or a substitute to me. So I am no longer interested in rendering service in your government. Okay. Then Nawab Hussain Shah became very unhappy. He said, your brother, basically Nawab Hussain Shah saw this Sanatana Goswami as his brother directly. So, but you are not assisting him. So I arrest you. So now Hussain Shah kept Sanatana Goswami behind bars. So such selfish people, they may show so much love and affection as long as we fulfill their desires, but as soon as we act against their will, their love can become anger. Okay. All the Brahmanas stood up in respect for him. Why? Prabhupada says that after all, Nawab Hussain Shah was representing the Lord's power. So without the Lord's sanction, he cannot be in such a responsible, exalted position, right? So now Rupa Goswami and Anupam is also called Sri Vallabha. So they went towards Vrindavan to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, but Sanatana Goswami was not ready. So knowing the situation of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami writes a letter to Sanatana Goswami and says, I have kept some 10,000 coins with a shopkeeper. You can collect them and somehow you do the needful to escape from this jail. So we are proceeding. Okay. So now Sanatana Goswami had to find out a way to release himself from the prison of Nawab Hussain Shah, and Rupa and Anupam just proceeded to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So when this whole Sanatana Goswami incident was happening, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu left from Jagannath Puri to Vrindavan Yatra. So these are two parallel events happening. So Mahaprabhu is coming towards Vrindavan, and then Sanatana Goswami is just being arrested by Nawab Hussain Shah. So now Rupa Goswami and Anupam. Anupam means our Sri Vallabha. So they went to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of a Brahmana in Prayaga. So as soon as Rupa Goswami saw Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, actually Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was at Bindu Madhav temple there doing ecstatic kirtan. So Rupa Goswami saw Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu and immediately said, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya Namne Gaurangadarshandas Namaha. So Namo Mahavadanyaya. So he offered prayers to Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was flooding this Prayaga with the love of Krishna. So at Bindu Madhav temple, thousands of people followed Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Some were crying, some were laughing, some were dancing, some were chanting, some were rolling on the ground in Krishna Prema, chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. So Ganga and Yamuna were not able to flood Prayaga with water, but Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu inundated Prayaga with waves of ecstatic love for Krishna. So the two brothers, Anupam and Rupa Goswami, met Lord Caitanya and just offered this prayer. The most munificent personality, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. You are widely distributing love of Krishna. Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya Namne Gaurangadarshandas Namaha. You are Krishna himself, appearing in the form of Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu in Gaurangadarshandas Namaha, in a golden complexion like Srimati Radharani Namaha. We offer our respectful obeisances. So in this way, Rupa Goswami praises Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Svaprema sampat sudhaya adbhuteham Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu yo ajnanamattam bhavanam dayalu. So he has converted all the three worlds which were maddened with ajnana. Ajnanamatta means the three worlds were absorbed in ignorance. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu has transformed them because he is dayalu, he is merciful. Ullahayan api akarot pramattam and pramattam. They were ajnanamattam. Mahaprabhu made them pramattam, mad. With what? Swaprema Sampat Sudhayadbhuteham. He made them mad by giving them the Prema Sampada, means the treasure house of Krishna Prema. These are the wonderful activities of the Lord. Sudhaya Adbhuteham. Adbhuta Iha means wonderful activities. Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Let us take full shelter of Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu received these prayers from Rupa Goswami and Anupam, and Mahaprabhu asked, what about Sanatana Goswami? Then Rupa Goswami said, Sanatana Goswami has been arrested by this Nawab Hussain Shah. If you kindly save him, he will be liberated. So Rupa Goswami is definitely concerned about Sanatana Goswami's situation. However, he was confident that Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu will do the needful. So Mahaprabhu is very merciful. So that is the faith that a devotee has. So devotees are not indifferent to other devotees' situation, but they have full faith that Krishna will protect. So Rupa Goswami did something to save Sanatana Goswami. He kept some money with a shopkeeper and he wrote a letter to Sanatana Goswami. So that much he did. And he took shelter of Lord Caitanya and he's praying to Lord Caitanya, please go and protect. Please protect, do the needful to protect Sanatana Goswami. Okay. So then Mahaprabhu continued to stay with Rupa Goswami and Anupam at Prayaga. At that time, Vallabha Bhatta came there. So Vallabha Bhatta was a nice devotee. You will be knowing more about Vallabha Bhatta in the 7th chapter of Madhyalila of Caitanya Charitamrita. So Vallabha Bhatta comes there and he invites Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch at Adaila Gram. And Vallabha Bhatta was very pleased to see Rupa Goswami and Anupam, because Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Anupam to Vallabha Bhatta. So from a distance, Rupa and Anupam offered obeisances to Vallabha Bhatta. They are not coming forward only. So they ran to a distant place. And Rupa Goswami said, I am untouchable, I am sinful, please don't touch me. And Vallabha Bhatta was so surprised. Mahaprabhu is speaking so high about these devotees, and these devotees are saying that don't touch, don't touch. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased with the humility of Rupa Goswami, and he told Vallabha Bhatta, don't touch him because he belongs to a low caste. You are a follower of Vedic principles, you are a well experienced person, you are a yagnik, you are a performer of yagnas, and you are very aristocratic. So you are so great, but these people are not that great, don't touch them. Okay. But Vallabha Bhatta understood the hints of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and Vallabha Bhatta praised these devotees. So these two devotees are constantly chanting the holy names of Krishna. How can they be untouchable? They cannot be. On the contrary, they are so exalted. One who always chants the holy names of the Lord is definitely as great as an initiated Brahmana. Aho batasvapato gariyo yajjihvagre vartate nama tubhyam te pustapo jahushnasnurarya brahmano churnama gridanti yeti. So this is a prayer of Mother Devahuti to Lord Kapila. It comes in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, 33rd chapter. So even if one is born in such low families as dog eaters family also, still if he chants the holy name of the Lord, he will be very exalted. He is very exalted. That he can be even qualified to perform sacrifices, right? So bhakti burns all the reactions of low birth. So Suchihi Sad Bhakti Diptangi Dagdha Durjati Kalmashaha Swapakopi Budhaihi Shlaghyo Na Vedagnopi Nastikaha. So one who is purified by bhakti. Suchihi means becoming clean by the practice of bhakti. So such a person, although he is born in the family of dog eaters, he is recognized by learned scholars. Okay. So, but bhakti, when bhakti is not there, for a person who is devoid of devotional service, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jatihi Shastram Japaha Tapaha Apranasya Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. So Vallabha Bhatta says that for a person who is devoid of bhakti, his high birth, his scriptural knowledge, his austerities, his mantra chanting, are all ornaments on dead body. So Vallabha Bhatta said all this, and then he accepted. Actually, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to hear Vallabha Bhatta quoting from Shastra, and Mahaprabhu himself quoted these two shlokas which I just said from Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. So Vallabha Bhatta was very pleased seeing the Lord's ecstatic love, and Vallabha Bhatta invited Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, can you please come to Adayala Gram and accept meals at my place? So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu agreed. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was crossing this Yamuna river along with Vallabha Bhatta and his associates. So then Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was very ecstatic. There's a nice picture also. I couldn't put in the PPT, but Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the boat. He was dancing in ecstasy, and the boat was getting imbalanced. Okay, so that's why Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu just tried to control his ecstasy because the boat might get imbalanced. So, but Vallabha Bhatta received Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu very with great love and respect, and offered him all worship paraphernalia. And Mahaprabhu took some lunch, and then he rested for a while. And our Vallabha Bhatta also offered lunch to Rupa Goswami and Anupam with great care and affection. And Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu then took rest. And at that time, one great scholar and a great devotee called Raghupati Upadhyaya came there to meet Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Adayala Gram. So he offered respects to Lord Caitanya. Then Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu blessed him. Always stay in Krishna consciousness, means Krishneya Matirastu, Krishneya Matirahu. So then he told him, can you please describe Lord Krishna? Glorify Lord Krishna. Then Raghupati Upadhyaya said, I worship Nanda Maharaj. Okay. Shritim apare shritim itare bharatam anye. They may worship Shritis or Smritis. And some may worship Mahabharat. But as far as I am concerned, I worship Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj, in whose courtyard Krishna is happily playing. The absolute truth is playing. So Nanda Maharaj is so exalted. Then Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, who is the foremost being? Then Raghupati Upadhyaya said, Shyam Sundara. Shyamam eva param rupam. He is the foremost form. And what is the best age of Krishna? Balya, Poganda, Kaishora. Then Raghupati Upadhyaya says, fresh youth. Kaishora is the best age. And what is the best mellow? That is Madhurya Rasa. So in this way, through questions and answers, Raghupati Upadhyaya and Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu were nicely discussing Krishna Katha. Okay. Then Vallabha Bhatta brought Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu back to Prayaga. So many visitors, villagers came to see Lord Caitanya, but Vallabha Bhatta controlled all of them, and he brought Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu back to Prayaga. Then, now Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayaga, he began his teachings to Rupa Goswami at Dashashwamedha Ghat. Okay. It was there that he instructed Rupa Goswami and empowered him in the philosophy of devotional service. So it's very interesting teachings are coming up now. So this we completed. So Krishna Tattva Bhakti Tattva Rasa Tattva Pranta Sabasikha Ila Prabhu Bhagavata Siddhanta. So Rupa Goswami was taught by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu personally. And these teachings that Lord Caitanya gives to Rupa Goswami in this 19th chapter of Madhyalila form the basis of Rupa Goswami's book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So several concepts and principles described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu can be found in this chapter also. So this is called Rupa Siksha. So for 10 days, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave teachings to Rupa Goswami at Dashashwamedha Ghat at Prayaga. So Sri Rupa Hridaya Prabhu Shakti Sancharila Sarvatattva Nirupani Pravina Karila. So Sri Rupa Hridaya Prabhu Shakti Sancharila, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu has empowered Rupa Goswami's heart by entering that heart. And he made him an experienced devotee whose directions correctly agreed all the verdicts of Parampara. Sarva Tattva Nirupane Pravina Karila. So now again this shloka comes here. Kalena Vrindavana Kelivarta Luptetitam Kyapayitum Vishishya Kripamritena Bhishichena Deva Tatraiva Rupam Cha Sanatanam Cha Kalena Vrindavana Kelivarta. In due course of time, all the Vrindavan Kelis, Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavana, have been lost, almost lost. Luptetitam Kyapayitum Vishishya, to enunciate explicitly those transcendental pastimes, Kripamritena Abhishichena Deva, that Supreme Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, with the nectar of his mercy, empowered Rupa Goswami. Tatraiva Rupam Cha Sanatanam Cha. He also empowered Sanatana Goswami. In the next chapter, we will see Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu gives these teachings to Sanatana Goswami for 2 months. Here, 10 days, there 2 months. Okay. So Mahaprabhu is very merciful to Rupa Goswami here in this chapter. Priyaswarupe Dayitaswarupe Premaswarupe Sahajabhirupe Nijanurupe Prabhureka Rupe Tatana Rupe Swavilasa Rupe. So this is another sweet shloka describing Rupa Goswami's exalted position. Priyaswarupe. Here, Priya means dear. Swarupa refers to Swarup Damodar Goswami. Rupa Goswami is a dear friend of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Priyaswarupe Dayitaswarupe is very dear to the Lord, Lord Chaitanya. Premaswarupe Sahajabhirupe is the exact replica of Prema, Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love. Sahaja Abhirupe, Rupa Goswami also is very beautiful, naturally. Nijanu Rupe, Prabhureka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. He carefully followed the principles taught by the Lord. Nija Anurupe, Prabhur Eka Rupe. Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. Lord Chaitanya expanded his mercy on Rupa Goswami to write transcendental literatures. So in this way, Rupa Goswami is very, very exalted and very dear associate of Lord Chaitanya. That's why this shloka comes, that Sri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yana Bhutale. So the Manobhishta are the intentions of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu have been manifested by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami understood the heart of Lord Caitanya, and then he put it in the form of his writing and then spread this message. So now Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were the objects of the Lord's love and honor. They are very great, stalwart devotees of the Lord. So then Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, for 10 days, he began to offer his teachings to Rupa Goswami, and on this basis, he wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. So the very first teaching that Rupa Goswami was given by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was about the Jiva Tattva and then rarity of Krishna Bhakta. Okay. So the Jiva is divine. So in this universe, there are limitless Jivas wandering in this 84 lakh species, and the fine size of a Jiva is considered 1/10,000th part of the tip of hair. That is just to say that he is very minute and he is subtle and spiritual in nature, because he is so small and subtle you cannot see. It's not the exact measurement as such, okay, but it's transcendental. So now I'll show you one picture that describes the rarity of a Krishna Bhakta. Before that, let us see the shlokas. Koti Gnani Madhye Haya Eka Janamukta Koti Mukta Madhye Durlabha Eka Krishna Bhakta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayava Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta. So Koti Gnani Madhye Haya Eka Jana Mukta. Amongst millions of Koti Gnani Madhye, amongst millions of Gnanis, one person may be a Mukta. One person could be a liberated person. Koti Mukta Madhye Durlabha Eka Krishna Bhakta. Amongst all such liberated people, one Krishna Bhakta, one devotee of Krishna is extremely rare. Krishna Bhakta Nishtama Atayeva Shanta. So Krishna Bhakta means a devotee of Krishna is Nishkama. He is having absolutely no kama. Kama means material desires. Right? Atayeva Shanta. That's why he is very peaceful. But other people, that Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Shanta. Bhukti Kamis are Karmis. Mukti Kamis are Dhyanis. Then Siddhi Kamis are Yogis. They are Ashanta. Because there is some kind of longing, there is some kind of external desire that they hold. That's why they cannot be peaceful always. So I will show you one small picture. See this. You're able to see the screen. So there are unlimited jivas, including Sthavara and Jangama, means movable and immovable living entities. Among such unlimited jivas, Manushya Jati, human beings are very rare. And amongst these human beings, Vedanishthas, those who follow Vedic principles, are very rare. Amongst them, Karmanishthas are very rare. Okay, they are fruitive actors, means they do some Vedic rituals to Karmakandic rituals. Amongst them, Jnanis are very rare. They are wise people. And amongst them, Muktas are very rare. And amongst them, Krishna devotees are very rare. Now, this shloka comes in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam also. Parikshit Maharaj says, Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudurlabha prashantatma kotishvapi mahamuni. So that's another nice shloka. So now here Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu is describing the speciality of a devotee and the rarity of a Krishna devotee. So how to cultivate that rare Krishna bhakti? So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu further says, this is another nice series of shlokas here. I will show this flow chart. Brahmanda bhramite kona bhagyavana jiva Guru Krishna prasade paya bhakti lata bija. So there are millions of jivas wandering in this world according to their karma. But a fortunate jiva gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide Guru. Guru Krishna prasade paya bhakti lata bija. By the mercy of Guru and Krishna, they will receive the seed of bhakti. Okay. Mali haya kare se bija aropan shravana kirtana jale karayashechan. So being the gardener, that Guru sows the seed of bhakti in the heart of a sincere disciple and waters it with shravana and kirtan. Okay. Upajiya bade lata brahmande bhediya viraja brahmaloka bhedi paravyomapaya. And that seed sprouts and becomes a creeper and penetrates through the walls of this material universe and goes beyond the Viraja river and Brahman abundance and goes to the spiritual sky and reaches Goloka Vrindavan and gets shelter at the desired tree of Krishna's lotus feet. Tabeyaya tadupari Goloka Vrindavan Krishna Charana Kalpa Vrikshe Kare Arohan Tahan Vistarita Hayam Fale Prema Fala Ihamali Siche Nitya Shravanadi Jala. So produced this after reaching Krishna's lotus feet, that creeper produces the fruit of love of Krishna, Prema Phala. And remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly waters the creeper. Means Shravanam and Kirtanam are provided to a sincere soul. So in this way, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu describes the exalted position of a Krishna Bhakta and how Krishna Bhakti of such a Bhakta grows and reaches Krishna's lotus feet. But Mahaprabhu also describes the impediments to the growth of this Bhakti creeper. So this Bhakti creeper grows, but there are some impediments also. The Bhakti Lata Bija watering is, I already showed the other picture, other flow chart. So the process of watering is to do Shravana and Kirtan, and the weeds that grow that block the growth of this creeper is this offenses. So yadi Vaishnava aparadha ute hati mata upadeva chande tara sukhi yaya pata. So one has to remove the unwanted creepers, and one should also not commit any Vaishnava aparadha. When somebody commits Vaishnava aparadha, an offense to the feet of a Lord, offense to the feet of Vaishnava is like mad elephant offense that uproots the Bhaktilata and then breaks it, causing its leaves to dry up. So gardener must have fencing around the creeper so that the elephant of offenses may not enter. So for the creeper to grow, so one should provide watering process, that is Shravana Kirtana, and fencing, not commit Vaishnava aparadha, and remove unwanted creepers. What are the unwanted creepers? Nishiddhachara, Kutinati, Jiva Himsa, Labha, Puja, Pratishtha. Right? So these are all Upashakha Gana. Upashakha Gana means the unwanted creepers, unwanted weeds. So Nishiddhachara means unacceptable behavior. Forbidden behavior means behavior that is very unfavorable to progress of bhakti. Second, Kutinati means diplomacy. Jiva Himsa means violence to animals and violence to other living entities. Labha means mundane profit. Puja, mundane adoration. Pratishtha means mundane importance or influence or fame. So when we allow these unwanted creepers, weeds to grow along with bhakti creeper, the water will be used by these unwanted creepers. For example, what is water here? Shravanam and Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. This is the watering process. If we are not careful, while doing Shravanam and Kirtanam, while chanting the holy names of the Lord, while hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Caitanya-caritamrita and all our bhakti scriptures, what happens is someone's puja labha pratishtha may increase. So by one's knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, one's reputation may increase. People might respect this person, and because of that, one's pride may increase, one's greed may increase. So even while practicing devotional service, also even while doing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, also one could become victim of these unwanted qualities, right? That Shravanam and Kirtanam, which is like watering process, can instead of nourishing the bhakti creeper, nourishing our devotion to Krishna, it may nourish our attachment to material prestige, name, fame, money, this and that. So one should be very careful. So Shravanam and Kirtanam are very good. Somebody is chanting so many rounds, and people will recognize him. Oh, he's a very wonderful chanter. He's chanting so many malas in a day. So people may start appreciating that person, and this person will become a victim of that fame. Okay, oh, people are worshipping me because I'm chanting so much, or I know Bhagavatam so much, I know the scriptures so much. One could become addicted to that. So one should be very careful in not become victims of this puja, labha, and pratishtha, and other things also. Nishiddhachar means forbidden activities, then diplomacy, then violence. So all this one needs to cut down or uproot these unwanted creepers, so that the bhakti creeper can grow nicely, right? So in this way, Krishna, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu gives his teachings. There are many more. So next, Mahaprabhu also teaches about different rasas. Okay, these are little high topics, but okay, we'll try to see as much as possible. So now there are two effects of Krishna Bhakti. Mahaprabhu says, Sarvopadhi nirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So what are the two effects of performing pure devotional service? Sarva upadhi nirmuktam. One is freed from all material designations. Tat paratvena nirmalam, one's senses become completely purified by tat para, by rendering service to them. And Mahaprabhu quotes several shlokas from Bhagavatam also. Mat guna sruti matrena mai sarva guhashaye Manogatiravichanna yatha gangam bhasumbudo. Means simply by hearing about Krishna, the minds of pure devotees will just run towards Krishna, just like Ganges water flows unobstructed towards the ocean. So, but there are witches. What are they? Bhukti mukti adivancha yadi mane hai, sadhana karile prema utpanna na hai. So, despite one sadhana in bhakti, this bhukti and mukti vancha means desire for bhukti means enjoyment and mukti liberation. So these two are like witches. Despite one sadhana, one cannot advance in bhakti, one cannot rise to prema if one is addicted to bhukti and mukti. Okay, bhukti mukti adi vancha yadi mane hai, sadhana karile prema utpanna naya. Even if one is doing sadhana, prema doesn't come if one is attached to bhukti and mukti. Okay, so that prema is developed in the heart of a devotee in various stages. Okay, so this is a very exalted description given here. So the gradual development of prema in various stages is described by Kaviraj Goswami. I mean, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu only. Sadhana, regulated service, leads to rati, attachment to Krishna. That leads to prema, love of Godhead. So one may think that okay, fine, prema is final, but that prema also becomes more and more condensed and advanced in other stages. Sneha, affection. Mana, mana is abhorrence. Okay, basically, this is a more condensed form of affection. Then pranaya, love, raga, attachment, anuraga, further attachment, bhava, ecstasy, mahabhava, great ecstasy, and Srimati Radharani is the personification of this mahabhava. So these are all very exalted topics. Like at sadhana stage, one may not experience or appreciate such deep things, but at least let's begin with understanding the rasas, various rasas. Mahaprabhu also says about rasas. There are 5 pradhana rasas, means 5 primary mellows in which one can love Krishna. So as everybody knows, Shantarati, Dasyarati, Sakhyarati, Vatsalyarati, and Madhuryarati. So Shantarasa is neutrality. Then Dasya is servitude. Sakhya is friendship with Krishna. Vatsalya means having parental affection for Krishna. Madhura rasa means conjugal love. And apart from these 5 primary rasas, there are 7 gauna rasas or indirect rasas. There are hasya, laughter, adbhuta, wonder, astonishment, veera rasa, chivalry. Then karuna, compassion, raudra, anger, bhayanaka, fear, bhibhatsa, disaster. So these are also secondary rasas. For example, Bhishma is in Dasya rasa. Everybody knows. But he has secondary rasa, that is Veera rasa, chivalry. So Bhima likes to, he is servant of the Lord, but he doesn't like to worship the Lord with some pushpa, with some flowers. He likes to worship the Lord by throwing arrows on him. So these are some rasas. So now Shantarasa, some examples of Shantarasa devotees are Navayogendras, 4 Kumaras. Dasyarasa devotees, they are Hanumanji, best example. Daruka, the driver of Krishna in Mathura. And there are 3 devotees like Rattaka, Chitraka, and Patraka in Vrindavan. They are in Dasyarasa. They are the house servants of Nanda Maharaj. So what do? When Krishna comes back from the pasturing grounds to home in the evening, they will do so many services to Krishna. Then Sakhyarasa, Sridama, Sudama in Vrindavan, Bhima and Arjuna in Dwaraka, they are in Sakhyarasa. Vatsalya Rasa, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata in Vrindavan, Vasudeva and Devaki in Mathura. Then Madhura, Madhurya Rasa, Brajagopis. And of course, the queens of Dwaraka are also in Madhurya Rasa, but there is a difference between these 2 rasas. So Madhurya Rasa is in 2 flavors, Swakiya and Parakiya. We discussed this in Adilila also. So there are 3 categories of Madhurya Rasa devotees. They are Brajagopis, Dwaraka queens, and Lakshmis in Vrindavan. So these are various devotees in Madhura Rasa. So okay, I'll not show the. So these are the rasas: Shantas, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhura, and these are 7 secondary rasas. So then there are 2 divisions of each rasa. Now you see there are 5 primary ratis and 7 secondary ratis. So all these rasas, especially majorly these 5, can be in 2 flavors. Okay, they are Kevala and Aishwarya Gnana Mishrati. So Kevala Rati or Kevala Bhakti is having pure attachment to Krishna without any reverence. And Aishwarya Gnana Mishra means attachment to Krishna with awe and reverence. For example, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj love Krishna as their child. They don't have any reverential feelings towards Krishna. Even if Krishna lifts Govardhan right in front of them, they don't become reverential to Krishna. But when Krishna kills Kamsa in front of Devaki and Vasudeva, they don't come and hug Krishna. They offer obeisances to Krishna. Krishna, you are God. So they offer prayers. So Mother Yashoda never offers prayers and falls at Krishna's lotus feet thinking that he is God. He is my child. Mother Yashoda, when he sees Krishna and she sees Krishna, even if Krishna is 100 years old, Krishna come and sit in my lap and she embraces Krishna. That is her motherly affection. So further difference. So even though pure devotee sees the unlimited potential of Krishna, the devotee considers himself equal to him. Okay. This kind of Kevala Rati is found in Gokul Vrindavan. And this Aishwarya Gnana Mishra Rati is found in Mathura and Dwaraka and Vaikuntha. Their opulence is very prominent. Love is somewhat crippled because of that reverential feelings. Now, I already spoke these examples. Shantarasa, there is Navayogendras, Purkumaras, Taktaka, Patraka, Chitraka, Vatsalinasa. These are all various examples for these ratis. Now, each rati includes the feelings of the previous rati. Shanta is the lowest of all the 5 rasas, where a Shanta Bhakta realizes only one's own constitutional position as a lover of Krishna. And Dasya devotees, Shanta devotees are like, we have seen some examples, Navayogendras and all. And within Vrindavan, all the trees and cows, they are said to be in Shantarati. Okay. So now Dasya means Dasya devotees understand the full opulence of the Lord and serve him, but still there is some kind of fear. It's not a frightening thing, but there is some little respect that they have for the Lord. There is some little reverence in Dasya. But in Sakya, there is friendship. Okay, the qualities of Dasya Rasa are there within Sakya Rasa, but they are mixed with confidence and fraternity instead of awe and veneration. So, but they don't have so much of affection like the Vatsalya Bhaktas. The Vatsalya devotee has more affection, more intimacy, devoid of any formality and veneration. But they don't have so much freedom, as much freedom and as much intimacy as Madhurya devotees. So Madhurya devotees are having great relaxed feelings and fraternity towards Krishna, and this Madhurya Bhakti towards Krishna includes all the other flavors, all the other rasas. So this is about various rasas. So all these things, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu instructs to Rupa Goswami, and after instructing, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu leaves Prayaga, and Rupa Goswami fainted, fell down on the spot in separation from Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu proceeds to Varanasi, and he meets Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar, and they very lovingly receive Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we enter the 20th chapter. Okay. So in 20th chapter, we see Sanatana Goswami's adventure, how he escaped from the prison house of Nawab Hussain Shah. We will see in the 20th chapter. So the Sanatana Goswami was imprisoned by this Nawab Hussain Shah. So Sanatana Goswami calls the jail keeper. He is a regular Yavana, so Muslim assistant of Nawab Hussain Shah. But Sanatana Goswami praises him. My dear jail keeper, you are a scholar. He is not a scholar, but still he says like that. You are a great scholar. So I will give you, I think first he says 5,000 gold coins. Okay. I'll give you some 5,000 gold coins if you release me from the prison cell. Then he hesitates. Okay, I'll give you 7,000 gold coins if you release me from prison cell. Then finally he becomes allured by money, and the jailkeeper says that okay, fine, I will release you. But what will I tell this Nawab Hussain Shah? Then Sanatana Goswami gives a plan, because these are all ministers. They use diplomacy. So diplomacy also, when it is used for a higher purpose, diplomacy when used in devotional service of Krishna is a form of bhakti only. So one diplomacy also has its role to play. So for example, Ramananda used diplomacy to even attract the mind of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu towards Prataparudra Maharaj. Here, to escape from this prison cell and take shelter of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatana Goswami is using some diplomacy. So this meat-eater jailer was attracted to the 7,000 gold coins, and Sanatana Goswami gave a plan to this person. He says that, just tell the king that I went to Ganges to pass stool, and I jumped inside the Ganges along with shackles, and I drowned and washed away by the waves. So, and you tell him that you have looked for me for a long time, but you could not find. That's all. So the reason why I'm asking you to help me like this is I shall become a mendicant and go to Mecca. So in this way, Sanatana Goswami says this, and then with the help of this jail keeper, Sanatana Goswami escapes that place. So then Sanatana Goswami went to Patada. Okay, this happened in Bengal, bribing the jailer and then escaping from there. All this happened in Bengal. Then Sanatana Goswami went to a place called Patada. So there he was helped by a landlord to cross the hilly area, and Sanatana Goswami had this assistant Ishana. He was carrying some 8 gold coins. So this land, and Sanatana Goswami did not know this. So he went, and it was night time, and he went to a landlord and said, please help us cross over this hilly area. Then the landlord somehow recognized that Sanatana Goswami's assistant was carrying some money with him. So he planned to kill Sanatana Goswami and this assistant. Although he was receiving Sanatana Goswami very respectfully, still he planned to kill him to take that money. Then Sanatana Goswami understood what happened to this, because he's a minister. He understands diplomacy. He understood that this landlord is contemplating on something. Then he asked, did you have any money? He asked the Ishana. Then Ishana said, yes, I have 7 gold coins. Then Sanatana Goswami submitted these 7 gold coins to this landlord, and the landlord happily, landlord actually reveals that I was about to kill you for this money, but good that you only have given this money. So Sanatana Goswami gave 7,000 gold coins to get released from the prison cell. Now this landlord is thinking of killing Sanatana Goswami for 7 gold coins. That is 1 rupee or 1 crore or 1 billion. So the nature of money is that it induces greed in common people, and these people will try to kill others also even for 1 coin. And Ishana had 1 more coin apart from the 7. So Sanatana Goswami says, take this coin and then go out of this place. You can't be here. So then Sanatana Goswami proceeds. Then Sanatana Goswami goes to Hajipura. So there he had this brother-in-law, Sri Kant, and he helps him. He was a government officer, and he helps Sanatana Goswami to cross Ganga. And Sri Kant also gives him a very nice, expensive, attractive woolen blanket as a gift. And Sanatana Goswami accepted. because it's out of love he has given. So he was wearing that, and then he went to meet Lord Caitanya. At that time, Lord Caitanya was in Varanasi. He already met Rupa Goswami, and he left Prayaga and went to Varanasi. So then Sanatana Goswami went to Chandrasekhar's house because Mahaprabhu was staying there. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu asked Chandrasekhar, go outside of your house and then see if there is any mendicant. Okay. Then he goes outside and then he says there's no one there. But Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu says there must be someone. Please go and check properly. And he again goes and checks and then says that okay, there is no one. There is some kind of bhikari there. So then Mahaprabhu goes out and then sees the Sanatana Goswami. That bhikari was Sanatana Goswami. He was having this beard. You can see this picture. He was having this beard, and he was not. He doesn't look like a sadhu as such externally. But Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu recognizes Sanatana Goswami and embraces him and then brings him into his house. And very nice exchanges happen between Lord Caitanya and Sanatana Goswami. So it's a little longer story. But Sanatana Goswami, like Chandrasekhar takes Sanatana Goswami and then gets him shaved up. He looks like a Goswami now. Then Sanatana Goswami also does Madhukari and maintains himself there. And Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was constantly glancing at Sanatana Goswami's woolen blanket. So Sanatana Goswami somehow felt that Mahaprabhu is looking at me, looking at this woolen blanket. Maybe he didn't like because it's very expensive. So Sanatana Goswami goes to one place and there was a beggar who is having a torn quilt. So Sanatana Goswami says, can you please take this new expensive woolen blanket which is very attractive and can you give me your torn quilt? The first person, the beggar, doesn't understand why is this, but he agrees. There's nothing objectionable there. He is very excited that I'm getting a new blanket. So he just exchanges for it, and then Mahaprabhu sees Sanatana Goswami this torn quilt and he becomes very happy. Basically, Mahaprabhu wanted to give this message to all the renunciants should not be dressing themselves very lavishly. Even that little bit of attachment to something very expensive or attractive could distract one from practicing bhakti. So Mahaprabhu saw Sanatana Goswami exhibit this high quality of renunciation and became so pleased. So like that, some very nice exchanges happened between Lord Caitanya and Sanatana Goswami. Now Lord Caitanya began his teachings. Sanatana Goswami places his enquiries in front of Lord Caitanya, and Mahaprabhu starts answering this inquiries. So like first Sanatana Goswami asks about Jiva's identity, Mahaprabhu says, then cause of Jiva's suffering, sadhana, sadhya. Like that, one by one, Mahaprabhu is answering the questions of Sanatana Goswami. So putting a straw in his mouth, Sanatana Goswami falls at the feet of Lord Caitanya and asks questions. You see here, he's having a straw in the mouth, and Mahaprabhu is very pleased to respond to his humility and humble inquiries. So first, Sanatana Goswami says, Nicha jati nicha sangi patita adham kubishaya kupe padi janainu janam. So he says that nicha jati, I'm coming from a low born, I'm low born, I'm coming from a low caste. Nicha sangi. So being born in low caste is one level. Nicha sangi means being associating, having association of low class people is even more degrading. Patita adham, I'm fallen, I'm adham, lowest among men. Kuvishaya kupe padi gona inujanam. So kuvishaya means being absorbed in materialistic topics. I have passed my whole life. Gonayanu janama, I just wasted my life. Then he says, Appanara hita hita kichhi na jani, gramya vyavahare pandita tai satyamani. I don't know what is beneficial for me, what is detrimental for me. Appanara hita, ahita, I don't know. Gramya vyavahare pandita tai satyamani. Gramya Vyavahara means in our ordinary dealings, people consider me as a pandit, scholar. And I am also thinking like that. I am thinking myself as a scholar. I am not a scholar. So, Kripa kare yadi mara karayacha udhar apana kripate kartavya amar. So please, you mercifully deliver me from this materialistic path. Tell me what is my duty. And he asks these popular questions. Keyami kene amaya jarita patre ihana hi jani ke mane hita hai. Keyami, who am I? First question. Second question. Kene amaya jare tapatre. Why am I undergoing these tapatrayas, threefold miseries? I don't know. Then again he asks, third question. Sadhya sadhana tattva puchite na jani. Kripa kari sabha tattva kahata apani. So he says sadhya, what is the goal of my life? Next, second is sadhana, what is the process of obtaining it? So please explain this to me. So total 4 questions he asks. Who am I? Why am I suffering? What is my sadhya, goal of my life? What is sadhana? What is the process of attaining it? So Mahaprabhu answers these 4 questions. So Mahaprabhu says, Jivera swarupahaya Krishnera nityadas Krishnera tatastha shakti bheda bheda prakash. So Mahaprabhu first answers this question, who am I? What is the identity of a jiva? Jiva is just Nitya Dasa of Krishna. He is the eternal servant of Krishna. And he is Tatastha Shakti of Krishna. He is the marginal energy of the Lord. Bheda Bheda Prakash, and a manifestation simultaneously one with him and different from him. Bheda Abheda means we are one with the Lord, we are different from the Lord also. Qualitatively one, quantitatively different. Okay. So then Mahaprabhu further explains. He already explained it several times earlier to Prakashananda Saraswati, to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He says the same thing now. The Lord has multiple energies. One is Chit Shakti or Parashakti, that is the spiritual energy. Then second is Jiva Shakti or Kshetragni Shakti, that's living entities. Then third is Maya Shakti or Avidya Shakti, that is the external energy or illusory energy. So total 3 categories of energies the Lord has. Next, he describes the characteristics of Jiva, how the Jiva can come under the influence of spiritual energy or material energy, because Jiva is marginal. Krishna bhuli se Jiva anadi bahir mukha atayeva maya tare deya samsara dukkha. So by forgetting Krishna, the Jiva has become bahirmukha, anadi bahirmukha. Since time immemorial, the Jiva turned his face away from Krishna. That's why he is experiencing samsara dukkha, like Svarga and Naraka. So, and that's the reason for suffering. So in this way, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu answered the first 2 questions asked by Sanatana Goswami. So these are the key shlokas. Jiva's identity. Jivera swarupahai Krishnera nityadas. Cause of Jiva's suffering. Krishna bhuli se Jiva anadi bahirmukha. Krishna bhuli is the cause. Forgetting Krishna is the cause of suffering. That's why there is samsara dukkha. What about the other 2? Sadhana and sadhya. Abhideya nama bhakti prema prayojan. Purushartha shiromani prema mahadhan. So abhideya nama bhakti. So the sadhana to attain the sadhya is bhakti. Sadhya is prema, attaining love for Krishna, that is the prayojan. Sadhana is bhakti, performing devotional service. So bhakti is abhideya, prema is prayojan. Purushartha shiromani prema mahadhan. So purusharthas are 4, dharmartha kama mokshas. So purushartha shiromani means the crest jewel of all the purusharthas, goals of human life is prema, Krishna prema. So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu then describes Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. So he says that Sadhu Shastra Kripaya Yadi Krishna Mukha hai Se Jiva Nistare Maya Tahare Chade. So if we take shelter of Sadhu and Shastra, by their Kripa, we can become Krishnonmukha.
So earlier he said Krishna Bahirmukha. Now to become Krishnonmukha, you have to take shelter of Sadhu and Shastra. Se Jiva Nistare Maya Tahare Chara. So then such a person who takes shelter of devotees and scriptural injunctions can be relieved from Maya. Maya Mugdha Jiverna hi Swatah Krishna Gnana Jivere Kripaya Kaila Krishna Veda Purana. So Maya Mugdhera Jivera Nahi Swatah Krishna Gnana. A person who is Jiva, who is under the control of Maya, he doesn't have knowledge about Krishna. Jivere Kripaya Kaila Krishna Veda Purana. Only to show some Kripa on the Jivas, Krishna spoke these Vedas and Puranas. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apane Janana Krishna Mahaprabhu Trata Jivera Hayagna. So here Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu says that through Shastra, Guru and Atma here is Paramatma. Through Shastra, Guru and Paramatma, Krishna educates the Jiva. The Shastras give us directions in the form of books. Guru gives us direction directly, and Paramatma from within also gives us inspiration. So by these three, one can get attracted to Krishna. Okay. So three things are there: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So Sambandha, he speaks a small story, Drishtanta, parable. So a person goes for digging. So he digs on the eastern side. He'll find a pot of treasure. On the southern side, he will find wasps and drones. Okay. On the left side, on the western side, he'll find ghosts. And on the northern side, he will find a black snake. The black snake represents yoga, and ghost represents jnana, and wasps represent karma, and the pot of treasure represents bhakti, which is on the eastern side. And the digging is basically the abhideya process. So, like daridra nasha bhavakshaya premera falana prema sukha bhoga mukhya prayojana hai. So daridra nasha means freedom from poverty. Bhavakshaya means freedom from material existence. These are not the actual results of prema. Okay. So the result of prema is to exchange loving pastimes with Krishna and to be happy in that situation of loving the Supreme Lord. So that's the prayojan, but not some relief from poverty and material miseries, right? So Veda Shastra kahe sambandha abhideya prayojan Krishna Krishna Bhakti Prema Tina Mahadhan. Krishna is sambandha, means we should develop our sambandha jnana for Krishna. Krishna Bhakti is the abhideya, the process of reaching him. Prema means loving, developing love for Krishna. So these three are Mahadhan. Okay, that is prayojan. So the ultimate purpose of Shastras is to develop love for Krishna, right? So the Shastras also have this conclusive truth, which is established in all the Shastras. That is, you worship Krishna, you develop love for Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu describes the glories of Krishna, Krishnera Swarupa, how he has multiple Shaktis, how he is the Ashraya, or the shelter of everything in the entire cosmic manifestation, how he is Advaya Jnana Tattva, absolute truth devoid of duality. Brajendra Nandana is present in Vrindavan as the son of Nanda Maharaj. And Sarva Adi, original source of everything. Sarva Amshi, the sum total of everything. Kishora Shekhara, he appears in supreme youth. So like that, several such qualities of Krishna are very wonderfully enumerated by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu. That is all Sambandha Jnana. And now, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu describes how Krishna expands himself into various forms and incarnates into this material world with various names and various forms. So I will summarize this whole discussion in this one chat, which is a quick outline of entire set of incarnations of Krishna. You're able to see my screen, I hope. So if you have Bhagavad Subodhini, you can still see this chat there. So Krishna, are you able to see the screen? Okay. Now you're able to see the screen. I'm able to see you when I'm showing the screen. Prabhu, your video is on. You're able to see the screen, Prabhu? So, this is the hierarchy of Krishna's expansions. This is the summary of several verses in this chapter. So, Krishna in his original form as a Gopa, as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, is called Swayam Rupa. That is his own Rupa. And when he wants to expand, he is called Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Rupa means his original form as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. So Swayam Prakasha means his expansions, his manifestations. Okay, they are of two types: Vaibhava Prakasha and Prabhava Prakasha. Prabhava Prakasha are those forms that are displayed simultaneously and with same features. Means when Krishna was doing Rasalila, he expanded himself into as many number of gopis are there, and he danced with each and every one of them. Okay. So they are called Prabhava Prakasha. And also in Dwaraka, Krishna expands himself into 16,108 forms. Okay. So they are all Prabhava Prakasha forms. And there is Vaibhava Prakasha form. So these forms are differently manifested according to different emotions. So Balaramji is Vaibhava Prakasha. So the power is same, the potency is same, but the form is different, the mood is different. And also Vasudeva, the son of Devaki as a Kshatriya, he has a little different mood compared to the cowherd boy's mood in Vrindavan. So they are called Vaibhava Prakasha forms. Okay. So then these Vaibhava Prakasha forms are called Tadekatma Rupa forms. And from here you see a different set of forms. So these forms and emotions are differently manifested. They don't look like Krishna as such, as a cowherd boy. So they are of two categories. This Tadekatma Rupa or Vaibhava Prakasha, they are of two categories, Vilasa and Swamsa. Okay. So Vilasa forms are pastime expansions, and they are of two types again, Prabhava Vilasa and Vaibhava Vilasa. So this Prabhava and Vaibhava, these Vilasa forms are having lesser qualities or lesser potencies than Swayam Prakasha forms. So this Prabhava Prakasha and Vaibhava Prakasha, these are all Swayam Prakasha forms which are having similar potency as the Lord. But when it comes to Vilasa category, the potencies are less, means the qualities are less. So Vilasa is also of two types, Prabhava Vilasa and Vaibhava Vilasa. So Prabhava Vilasa are fully potent manifestations. They are the Chaturviha forms, Adi Chaturviha, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So from this Chaturviha comes another form of Narayana, and through him comes Vaibhava Vilasa forms. These are partially potent manifestations. Okay. So they are again another second Chaturviha comes, that is Vidhya Chaturviha. First one is Adi Chaturviha. Second is Dvitiya Chaturviha. Adi Chaturviha is Prabhava Vilasa, which has full potency. And the second Chaturviha is Vaibhava Vilasa, which is partially potent. So there again Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. The first Sankarshana is called Mola Sankarshana. Second Sankarshana is called Maha Sankarshana. From each of these four forms of Dvitiya Chaturviha, 5 other forms manifest. From Vasudeva, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Adhokshaja, and Purushottama manifest. From Mahasankarshana, Govinda, Vishnu, Madhusudana, Upendra, Achyuta manifest. From Pradyumna, Trivikrama, Vamana, Sridhara, Narasimha, and Janardana manifest. And from Aniruddha, Rishikesha, Padmanabha, Damodara, Hari, and Krishna manifest. Okay. First 3 forms manifest. Next, again, 2 more forms manifest. Keshvaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, Arvaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, Vishnuvaya Namaha, Sudhanaya Namaha, Triyukramaya Namaha, Vamanaya Namaha, Sridharaya Namaha, Rishikeshaya Namaha, Padmanabhaya Namaha, Damodara Namaha. So we chant all these names while applying tilak on our body. Okay, many times. So now, from this Mahasankarshana, in the second Chaturvyuha, several Swamsha forms manifest. Now you see, so far we are in spiritual world. These Swayam Prakasha forms are there in Goloka Vrindavan. Vilasa forms are present in Mathura, and this Prabhava Vilasa forms are present in Dwaraka, and Vaibhava Vilasa forms are present in Vaikuntha. Okay, Vaikuntha forms are little lesser in qualities, partially potent. Then the Swamsha forms are manifest in the material world. So Swamsha, Amsha means a little portion. So the Swamsha means personal expansions of the Lord. They manifest very less potency compared to Vilasa forms, and definitely compared to Prakasha forms. So the Swamsha forms of the Lord are 3 categories. One is Purushavataras. Purushavataras are Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. We have already seen about them in the previous chapters. Karanodaka Sai Vishnu is Mahavishnu, from whose body reports millions of universes manifest. He is the super soul of entire material realm. And Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is that Vishnu who is there within one Brahmanda, one universe, is an expansion of Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. And from his navel, the universal lotus sprouts and Brahma takes birth. And Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is the super soul of one individual universe. And Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu is the super soul of all individual souls and every atom essence. So these are the 3 Purushavataras. And there are 3 Gunavataras, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And this Vishnu in Gunavataras is same as the Karanodaka Sai Vishnu in Purushavataras. So Karanodaka Sai Vishnu is a Purushavatara also, Gunavatar also. Okay. And through this Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, many Leelavataras manifest. Leelavataras are Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, and many other such Leelavataras. Okay. So we have seen 3 categories: Purushavatara, Gunavatara, Leelavatara. Next is Yugavatara, and then Manvantara Avatara, then Shaktyavesh Avatara. I will come to this chart little later. So before that, I will show another chart. See this classification of Lord's expansions. So there is from Tadekatma Rupa, Vilasa and Swamsa are coming. Okay. And from Vilasa, Prabhava Vilasa and Vaibhava Vilasa. Okay, we have seen up to this point. This is a little simpler chart compared to the previous chart. Okay. From Swamsa come 6 categories of incarnations. Purusha we discussed. Then Gunavataras we discussed till now. Then Leelavataras are Kumaras, Narada, Varaha, Matsya, Yajna, Naranarayana, and all these personalities. Then Manvantara Avataras means there are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma, and in each Manvantara the Lord appears. They are called Manvantara Avataras. Yuga Avataras, in each Yuga the Lord appears. Okay, Shukla, Rakta, Shyama, Krishna, and all that. And Shaktyavesh Avataras are like they are sometimes the living entities who are empowered with certain Shakti. Sheshanaga has this Buddha Swasevana Shakti. Then Anantadeva has Bhudharana Shakti. Kumaras have Jnana Shakti. Narada has Bhakti Shakti. Like that, there are different Shaktis that empower different Jivas, and they are called Shaktyavesh Avataras. So these are 6 categories of Swamsa expansions. Now, the difference in this chart is that these 6 categories of Swamshas are categorized into 4 categories again. Okay, Leelavataras come under Paravastha category, and if you it's too much for you to understand this Paravastha and all that, you can just forget it. It's not that important. But if you like extra information, so Paravastha category are the Leela avatars. Vaibhava category, some Leela avatars and Manvantara avatars go into Vaibhava category. Some Yuga avatars, some Leela avatars go into Prabhava category. So Prabhava category people, they have less power and they manifest for short period. Some manifest for a longer period. And one more category is Shaktavesha, Avesha Rupa. So Avesha Rupa also has two sections. So one is Bhagavad Avesha, and next is Shaktavesha, then third is Vibhuti, and the Shaktavesha has two parts. Some Leela avatars can also be called as Shaktavesha avatars, and some other categories Mukhyavesha, means Swasevana Shakti and Bhudharana Shakti. With these two Shaktis, Sheshanaga and Anantadevakam, they are Mukhya Aveshas. They are very, they are very prominent Shakti Avesha incarnations. So these are all Jivas who are empowered by the Lord's potency. The four Kumaras are Jivas. Narada Muni is a Jiva, but he is empowered by the Shakti of Bhakti. Okay. However, some of these Avesha avatars are also like Bhagavad Avesha. They are not Jivas. They are directly the Lord. Like Rishabhadev and Kapila, they are directly the Lord, but they are not, they don't manifest complete potency. They only manifest partial potency. They are not Jivas, they are the Lord, but they are partially exhibiting their potency. So these are various incarnations of the Lord. And these Vishnu Murtis, the names of Vishnu Murtis are there according to the positioning of their weapons. So now we have seen here, right? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, and all these 24 forms. So these 24 Vishnu Murtis, they have their different names according to how they hold their Shankha Chakra Gadapadma. You can see this table. You can go to the Subodhini that has all these details. I am showing the Subodhini soft copy directly. So this is a quick summary. These 3-4 charts are a quick summary of all the incarnations that Krishna has, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu has described to Sanatana Goswami. So now we will continue with our discussion PowerPoint. And also Krishna exhibits different characteristics in different ages, Balya, Pauganda, and Kaishvara. So that completes the 20th chapter, in which Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu spoke Sambandha Jnana to Sanatana Goswami. And he is continuing that Sambandha Jnana in the next chapter, 21st chapter also, by describing the opulence and sweetness of Lord Krishna. So Mahaprabhu says, it's a very small chapter in comparison to many other chapters. So Mahaprabhu says that no one can estimate the length and breadth of Vaikuntha planets. And these are located in a certain corner of the spiritual sky. So who can measure the spiritual sky? Okay. So the whole shape of spiritual sky is like that of a lotus flower, where the whole, the yellow portion is Krishna's abode, and all the other petals are like Vaikuntha planets. Okay. So now Krishna has unlimited opulence. So in this context, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu describes Brahma Vimohana Leela in brief and says that, see, Lord Krishna has manifested all his Vishnu Murtis, Vishnu expansions in front of Lord Brahma after Brahma Vimohana Leela. So he has unlimited expansions. And he also says that Brahma of this universe was astonished to see this pastime of seeing unlimited Narayanas who are coming out of these gopas and little cars. So, and he said, Jananta eva janantu kimba hukyana me prabho manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tava gocharaha. So people may claim that they know you, they know Krishna, but as far as I am concerned, I have no understanding of yourself. Okay, he says, so Apara Aishwarya Krishna Nahika Ganan Shakha Chandra Nyaye Kari Dig Darshan. So Apara Aishwarya Krishna. So Krishna has unlimited opulence. Nahika Kana, no one can estimate. So, but there is this Shakha Chandra Nyaya. So just as one sees the moon through the branches of a tree, I wish to give a little indication. What does this mean? Now, a small child is saying, I want moon, I want moon. Okay. Mother will say, where is the moon? The moon is behind the shakha, behind the branches. So there is a tree branch there, behind the tree branch there is a moon. So tree branch is not just behind the moon. Even if you reach the tree and then pass the tree, still moon sees so far. So, but to give little understanding to the child, the mother may say, oh, that moon is right next to the tree. Shakha Chandrana. Shakha is this branch and Chandra is that moon. So moon seems to be just behind. So that is just to bring the like far away moon little closer, okay, for the understanding of the child. So similarly, Kaviraj Goswami says that it's very difficult to estimate the glories of Krishna and his expansions. So I am just showing you. Okay, although the moon is so far away, I'm just showing you that it's behind the tree. It's very accessible. It seems accessible, but we cannot estimate the glories of Krishna and the opulence of Krishna. Okay. So Krishna Aishwarya. So now Krishna is Govinda, Swayam Bhagavan, the supreme controller and the greatest of all. No one is equal to him and no one is superior to him. That's why he's called Triyadhisha. He's the master of all threes. He's the master of three Purushavataras, three Gunavataras, three pairs of opulences, and three worlds. So next, this is the shloka here. Swayam tu asamyati shayastriyadhisha swarajya lakshmyapta samasta kamaha balim haradbhischiralokapalaihi kirita koti edita padapitha. So in this shloka, Brahma says that, my dear Lord, you are Triyadhisha. So, not Brahma doesn't say, actually, this shloka comes in the conversation between Uddhava and Vidura. So, in this, he says Triyadhisha. The Lord is the Lord of all threes. So, he is the master of three planets, three worlds, and three pairs of opulences, three Purushavataras, three Leelavataras, and all that. So, this shloka is slightly explained in this chapter. Then Brahma is the master of Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksa Vishnu. He is also the master of Vrindavan, Vaikuntha and material world, Goloka, Mathura and Dwaraka. That's why he is called Triyadhisha. And so Goloka Vrindavan is the personal abode of Krishna. And Haridhama means there are so many Vaikuntha planets under the control of Narayana. And there is Mahesha Dhama. So it is Sadashiva's planet, not exactly in the spiritual world, but it is in the border of material and spiritual worlds. And Devi Dhama is this material world, under the external potency of the Lord. Okay, these are the four Dhamas. This is the hierarchy of these Dhamas. And there is another nice pastime that Kaviraj Goswami describes at the end of this chapter, that there is Tripada Vibhuti and Ekapada Vibhuti. Tripada Vibhuti is the spiritual world, Ekapada Vibhuti is the material world, which is like 1/4, considered 1/4. So one day, Lord Brahma came to Dwaraka to meet Krishna. And the Dwarpal asked, who are you? I am Brahma. Go and tell Krishna that I have come. And Krishna asks the doorkeeper, which Brahma? The doorkeeper comes and asks Brahma, which Brahma are you? Then Brahma becomes a little astonished and says, which Brahma? I am the only Brahma. So I am Brahma, four-headed Brahma, the creator of the universe. Tell Krishna. Then Krishna says, okay, ask him to come inside. Then Brahma goes inside and meets Krishna. And first he asks, can you please tell me, your servant asked me, which Brahma am I? What do you mean? Do we have any other Brahma? Then Krishna, by his mystic potency, he calls millions of Brahmas. So many Brahmas, as you are seeing in this picture. So Brahmas of different universes come. Some have this Brahma has only 4 heads. Some Brahmas have 10 heads, some have 20 heads, some have 100, some have 1,000, some have 1 million heads, some have 10 million heads. Like that, so many Brahmas come. This universe is the smallest universe, and Brahma has only 4 heads because he has 4 directions. In this universe, there are 4 directions. So this shows, and all these Brahmas are offering obeisances to Krishna. This shows how great Krishna is. Okay. So then further, another shloka. Yanmartyalilo paikam svayoga maya balam darshayata grahitam vismapanam swasya cha saubhagadhehe param padam bhushana bhushanangam. So yanmartyalilo paikam svayoga. So Krishna is doing this Martyalila, that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, from who is worshipped by several expansions and incarnations. He appears as a human being. When he appears as a human being, his human-like activities are attractive to even his expansions and incarnations like Vishnu, Narayana, and other such forms of the Lord. So that's the speciality of Krishna's form. Then Krishnera yate ke khela sarvatama naralila naravaputahara swarupa gopavesha venukara navakishora natavara naralila rahaya anurupa. So Krishnera yate ke khela sarvatama naralila. Of all the pastimes manifested by Krishna, Naralila is Sarvottama. His human-like pastimes are the best of all his pastimes. So Naravapu Tahara Swarupa, and his original Swarupa also he looks like a cowhead boy, a human form. Gopa Vesha, Venukara, he looks like a Gopa and he plays flute. Navakishora Natavara, he is very youthful and he looks like a drama artist. Naralila Haya Anurupa. So in this way, Krishna is very enchanting in his human-like form. And the gopis are fortunate enough to see the beautiful form of Krishna in Vrindavan. There are 6 aspects of Krishna's beauty in Vrindavan. This beautiful shloka describes that. See this shloka. Gopyastapah kimacharan yadamushya rupam lavanya sarama samordhamanadya siddham dribhi pibantyanu sababhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashashah shriya aishwarasya. So gopyah tapah kimacharan yadamushya rupam. What great austerities did these gopis do? Gopyah tapah kimacharan yadamushya rupam. What is the speciality of this form? Number 1, Lavanya Saram. I'll show the shloka. Lavanya Saram means essence of all loveliness. Krishna's form is the essence of all loveliness. Second, Asamordhvam. There is no form which is equal to Krishna or superior to Krishna's form. Third, Ananya Siddham. Where did Krishna get this beauty? It is Ananya Siddham. He did not attain this form from any external source. It's innate in him. Then Drigbi Pivanti Anusava Abhinavam. If you drink the nectar of Krishna's beauty with your eyes, it always appears new. Then 5th, Durapam means rarely attainable. You cannot see Krishna's beauty in Vrindavan so easily. 6th, Ekanta Dhama Yashashaha Shriya Aishwarasya. Krishna's form is the one and only abode of all opulences, including Yasha, fame, Shriya, beauty, and others. So, this is the glory of Krishna's beautiful form in Vrindavan. So, further, this is all about Krishna's opulence and Krishna's sweetness. So, gopis of Vrindavan curse the Creator for creating eyelids that constantly blink. So how can we see the form of Krishna if the eyelids are constantly blinking? Brahma, what kind of designer you are? You have created the eyelids like this. Okay. So the gopis even criticize the Creator. And further, Krishna Krishna's sweetness is compared to 24.5 moons. So face is one moon, left cheek is another moon, right cheek is another moon. Okay, forehead is half moon. Sandalwood pulp on his forehead is one moon. His fingernails are 10 moons and his toenails are 10 moons. So like that, there are 24.5 moons in Krishna's form. Okay, and it's compared to Kama Gayatri Vedic mantra, which has 24.5 syllables. And Bilvamangal Thakur describes the hierarchy of Krishna's sweetness. Madhuram madhuram vapur asya vibhor, madhuram madhuram vadanam madhuram, madhugandhi mrudu smritam etad aho, madhuram 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 madhuram. Okay, so Krishna's smile is the sweetest aspect of Krishna's sweetness. And second rank goes to face, third rank goes to body. Krishna's body is sweet, Krishna's face is sweeter, Krishna's smile is the sweetest. And Kaviraj Goswami, means Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, further describes the glories of sound of Krishna's lotus flute, sound of Krishna's flute. So now Krishna's slight smiling is compared to camphor, and Krishna's lips are compared to sweet. When that smiling lips of Krishna blow air into the holes of flute, the sweetness increases, and it is spread in all four directions, and it breaks the vows of chaste women and causes women to dance and creates a nest in the ear of the gopis. That's the effect of Krishna's flute song. Okay. So when Krishna, we completed 21st chapter, when Krishna plays his flute, he expertly blends his flute song with the natural sounds of Vrindavan and enchants all the living beings in Vrindavan, whether they are animals or birds or gopas or gopis. He attracts everyone's attention. So the natural sounds of Vrindavan are the sounds of waterfalls, the sounds of chirping birds, the sounds of moving trees because of mild breezes and winds, the sounds of all the peacocks and cows. So these are all natural sounds of Vrindavan, and Krishna blends his flute sound within these natural sounds. So thus Krishna creates a great musical performance that mesmerizes even the greatest authorities of musical science. Even Indra, Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, they all become mesmerized to see Krishna's beautiful flute song. So this is about the Sambandha Tattva described by Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. Today we have seen 3 chapters. The 19th chapter describes Rupa Goswami's meeting with Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayaga and Mahaprabhu's teachings to Rupa Goswami. That included the description of Jiva and the 5 rasas and bhakti process. Then Sanatana Goswami escapes from jail and he meets Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu at Varanasi, and Mahaprabhu gives him teachings. So his teachings are categorized into 3 parts: Sambandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojana. So Sanatana Goswami, teachings to Sanatana Goswami are there in chapter number 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5 chapters. In these 5 chapters, we see Sambandha Tattva described in 20 and 21. Krishna's incarnations, Krishna's sweetness, all about Krishna in 20 and 21. 22nd chapter describes the Abhideya that we will see in the next class. So thank you. Sri Caitanya-caritamrita Jai, Srila Prabhupada.